Hi there, and welcome back to the History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Today we're going to continue with Volume 15, Episode 7 of the Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac scrapbooks. And we're also continuing on with the Enchanted era. And this was kind of a special episode that took a little time in the making. Photos from this event were lost in my collection, which is unbelievable. I actually had two pieces of Stevie pictures in my collection, but the smaller prints I could not find anywhere. And the person I was with who took the photos was kind enough to send them to me again. And so I was waiting for them to get developed and make the page all pretty and stuff like that, because I really wanted to share the story with you. And this was about two concerts. I was going to try and make it into two parts, but I'll just try and sum it all up as best I can. Was on the Enchanted tour, and it was August 1st at the Shoreline Amphitheater, which is in Mountain View, California, and the Concord Pavilion, which of course is in Concord, California. And again, August 1st and 2nd, 1998. And by this time I had met Dawn, who had introduced me to all her girlfriends, and it was just one big happy tribe of Stevie fanatics. I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal. And for the show to the Shoreline, we got a limousine and we got a whole bunch of friends together, and we all got up in our best Stevie Nicks finery. And I didn't ask permission for anybody to show any pictures, so I think I'm just going to kind of cap. I know I've shown some of Dawn, and this person doesn't count anymore. But that was me, and that was Dawn, dressed up for the night. And then this is me in the limo, pouring a drink, possibly. I am. And then this is, again, some people, again, I don't want to put anybody up who may, without permission, but that was me, probably one drink in, probably. And just, it was a lot of fun. It was really nice to, like I said, finally go with a bunch of people who are like-minded and, do the best. The funny thing is, though, it was hot as hell, and I'm wearing like heavy velvet boots, a heavy shawl, a hat. I don't know how Stevie Nicks does it, how she dresses so in her finery and wonderful. All the other girls were all petite, and they had this, cute little pretty lacy, great, more Stevie stuff. But me, I was looking pretty good, but man, that stuff was heavy. Well, we had all decided, one of the friends in the group had decided that we were going to take pictures. And, again, before cell phones, and, you certainly couldn't take a professional camera in, but she indeed had one. And we all took a piece of the camera and hid it, concealed it. Now, no police funny, no weird, jail time stories or anything like that. But it was interesting. And it was more interesting that all of us are acting real nervous, trying to keep our cool going in there. Or maybe that was just me. They had probably done this before several times. And then getting in, and then we all just head towards right to the bathroom because we're getting all the parts together so that she can put the camera together. And these are the photos that she took. So even though I am not the photographer, I will give credit where credit is due. They belong to Lisa, but we all helped to get these photos. So without further ado, this is one that I still had. This was the ticket there for the show. Another one. These are a bit grainy because she sent me images via the internet. So these are not direct from film. This one is. This one I still had. Getting kind of a glare on these ones. She's a little washed out. Again, it's just, they're not, like first print photos. I thought it was kind of cute with the little, I like how this came out. And then moving on, there was a review from the Shoreline. And I'll tell you what, the review from the Shoreline, for example, a part of the article was, though some of her stage shtick seemed hopelessly dated, that whirling dervish gypsy girl routine should have been left behind in the 70s. Nicks's vocal delivery was transcendent, backed by an able 7-piece band that included the amazing percussionist Lenny Castro. She worked her powerful voice like a husky, slack-stringed instrument, bending notes and stretchy vowels like taffy. Funny enough, it's not written by Joel Selvin. This is written by Neva Chonin. Where are they now? Probably. I mean, I don't know. And funny enough, the review the second night is maybe this much nicer. But yeah, it was just, this is a great time for Stevie. Again, when I was going through all the stuff so far with Enchanted, I was telling you that she really got her accolades because it was a more greatest hits. It wasn't time space greatest hits where people were picking on the two songs that, kind of didn't belong. People like us were really liking it, but this was really her hits, and this was some B-sides and some movie soundtrack stuff. And so the Enchanted discs were getting good reception. But then we get back to the articles about her, and which is funny enough because this is right on the heels of the dance, where she was just like she could almost do no wrong. So whatever. Some more pictures that Lisa had taken. This one is not by Lisa. I'm not sure where this one came from. I'd like to say that I took it, but that is highly improbable. This is the remainder of the article, and this picture was actually at the top of this. I just kind of replaced it to make the page, and then this was on the header on the newspaper. So then night 2, so we had done that, again, still with my ex, great person, but if you heard my videos before, just really not 100% clear on the whole, you're going multiple times, like what's wrong with you? Like, wasn't once enough? That kind of thing. And so we had all gotten together, and I had found myself a single ticket that was row BB, so basically like row 2. It was the most incredible moment of my life at the time. I mean, row 2 for Stevie, and maybe it's not row 2. I think it is. I think it is row 2 because there's like AA, BB, CC, and then usually goes A, B, C, D. So there's usually like pit seats are usually the double letters, and at Concord. And I just know that I was by myself crying because my friends didn't get tickets that close. I was able just to score the one. And so there I am down in the front, and when she sang Garbo, which was one of my all-time favorite songs, I about lost it. I had seen it the night before, but I'm just saying, here I am, I could turn to my friends and be like, oh my God. And here I am by myself. And literally a stranger was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. Thank you. But I told the hubby that the girls had put their money together and got me this great ticket. Just a little white lie. And he's like, oh, okay. I know he probably didn't believe it and probably knows better now. But yeah, and it was $47.75, almost $50. But back in the day, that's nothing. But I guess probably around the time $50 was just a bit much. But these are continuing. This is another picture that Lisa had taken. These two, again, not sure where they came from. Now, I, of course, I might have had a cell phone by that time, but I mean, I wasn't even trying to take pictures, probably. And so these just are dated 8/1, again, but I know that they're not by Lisa. I'm pretty sure they're not. And I don't know where they came from. And this is my ticket for August 2nd, but nonetheless. And then this article, which is a great article, but I can't find the remaining piece of it, which sucks. And this is about the Concord show. And so I kind of went backwards because, again, going back to the Shoreline show. So what was really awesome, this is the other piece that I had already. I had this piece that Lisa had made up. She made these really great kind of panoramic prints. The girls, this was not by her, but this was another one of her shots. But if you see these two little pieces here, the first night we had, the girls had gotten together a book on Sullamoth wolfing, and we had all signed it. And I think the second night I had gotten a book. I have a favorite artist named Michael Parrish, which I'm sure everybody knows who that is, real popular in the 80s. And he's just really got a whimsical, dreamlike, his artwork is nothing like Stevie, but his world is kind of Stevie-ish, in my opinion. And I really love that artist. And this book, which is out of print and impossible to find nowadays, but I digress. I signed it, and I wanted Naeem, my ex, to write in Arabic her name, and that this was coming, just kind of give it a little different spin. And then I believe that I had the girls sign it as well. So Stevie had gotten books back to back, one on Sullamoth wolfing and the next night on Michael Parrish. And so anyway, we get to the Nicks Fix, which for you youngins, that was a big website for a hot minute on Stevie Nicks. And it was there for a little while, but it kind of came out of nowhere and then kind of went into oblivion. But somebody had written a review on the internet, and somebody had sent it to me, and they're like, this is cool, start here. And it says, another fan gave Stevie a book illustrated by one of Stevie's favorite artists, Sullamoth, but it somehow did not get carried off by Stevie. The fan and her fellow front row people called to Sharon Solani after the group's bow at the end of the show and got her to notice the book. It was lying behind a speaker. Sharon nicely came over and picked up the book and waited for Stevie to pass by. Sharon pointed the gift bearer out to Stevie, who waved to her and thanked her as she walked off the stage. This sweet girl was obviously very moved by her connection with Stevie. Then there was a muscular straight boy who kept saying, Stevie's my girl, and that's the woman I love. He good-naturedly in good nature, jabbed me in the side and confided as he thought Stevie was too beautiful for words and that he wanted her. I just had to laugh. Her diverse fans all have personal views of her. So this was a picture taken from a video, and I'm not sure which person Stevie waved at. I don't know if the girls, back in the day, you could rush the stage, you know what I mean, and get to the front. And I think on night 2, when I was in Concord, I really don't have a memory of that. I know it's really weird. That was such, like I said, such an amazing time, but it was so amazing. And when you're by yourself, I've totally coped, and I've always been a kind of by myself kind of person. I'm okay with it. But at the same time, you can't like bounce that off somebody and be like, remember when? And some, because you're by yourself and the experience is solo. And I think that it was so mind blowing at the time that it's kind of feathered out, because I could not believe I'd gotten a ticket so close to Stevie. And I don't know that I have the nerve to go. And if I did, I know that I was on the side, like, there's a soul circle. So, if this is it, I was way over here. So I would have had to get out and go to the stage. So I still probably would have been way over here if Stevie was here. So yeah, so that was the story, but that was pretty cool that, we got from a video, somebody got a screen grab, and that's Sharon pointing at the fans, and Stevie's holding the book that all of us signed. This was, Stevie and Lisa and Dawn's and her, all their friends' idea. And I know they had been, big gift givers to Stevie, as I later was when I got more opportunity and such. So that was just really an awesome thing. I wish I had something that cool with something I had given her. That would have been really neat. Yeah, so that was that story. This again is Lisa's picture. I'm pretty sure of it. This one, obviously this big beautiful one. This one is not. And then lastly, we have, again, although that was the side here, and then we have just a few more pictures that Lisa had taken. So it was so pretty. And you remember I mentioned too, the red shawl was out so much more. Here she's got the stand back cape for sure here. But, just coming out with the red shawl as well was just, it was really nice. But here we're back to that really pretty kind of champagne colored one. Beautiful. I think she wore this a little bit on the Say You Will tour a couple times, I want to say. This kind of piece with or this piece. Maybe I'm thinking of this piece. Because this is shawl here, and then this is like a skirt or a drape over it or something like that. But, you can only imagine how we all felt when Lisa got these pictures back. I mean, we all just about, and she, bless her heart, she made a set for everybody. And, forever in her debt, because, this is early on and stuff like that. It was just so cool. This is a Q&A that came out with Stevie, and I want to say this was the Chronicle, San Francisco Chronicle, and this was pertaining to Enchanted specifically, not a tour date. And then kind of if you watch the other videos, I think the last one or one before that, I'm not sure, there was a whole bunch of pictures that I was showing you, and I said they kind of match up, and that these are the last 2 ones. Actually, there's one more, but that's for another video. But these 2 kind of go together, and this was really neat to get this with HK Management. I think it might be the first one I have that says that. Just kind of cool pieces. So there you are with one of my trips. So I have what did I have? I had the Tango Time Space, but I don't have like pictures and stuff from that. And then but I'm starting to have more picture stuff, especially the further along we get. I mean, you're just going to see a lot of my pictures. Yeah, lots of that stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Everybody have a great night. Bye.